She my trap queen.
I'll keep going.
Hmm?
I say keep going.
Remy boys. What a era. What a time to be
I could.
alive that was.
I do quite love Fetty Wap. I quite enjoy his music.
Oh, yeah, she's fine. Wonder if she'll be mine. Fetty Wap had
It's
us in
like
a chokehold
T-Pain.
in college.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Oh, I
T-Pain
think
live
that's something.
before? You think that's something what?
Have you
Yes.
it there for our 10-year college reunion? They're putting together, I think, a vinyl of like class of 2016 music, or
What?
I think it's a vinyl or some kind of like playlist
Why
product.
not? Why vinyl?
I don't know, but I think it could be cool, like like a class of 2016 playlist.
Yes, I agree. That would be lit, but on a vinyl is crazy.
Maybe I misread the flyer. I don't know.
You probably didn't. That's such a choice.
How how was T-Pain in concert?
T-Pain's amazing. I seen him. This was just a couple years ago.
Hmm.
Last time I seen T-Pain. Last time I seen the sun.
Last time you seen the sun. Maybe I completely made that up. Did I make that up?
Wouldn't be the first time you done made some shit up.
Hold on. No, a 10-year reunion. It looks like a vinyl. Look at that. I don't know. It says Instagram story, but like that's a vinyl. That's given vinyl,
Yeah,
right?
that's a vinyl. Guess you gotta go
It
get a
just says
record
merch.
player.
It just says merch drop, and it's given vinyl, limited edition vinyl.
That's so goofy. Cause who
Only
who got a
35 bucks.
who got a vinyl machine?
Some people do. I want to get one. It's on my list of
Well,
like
it would behoove you to get that before you get the vinyl.
for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Or I could
Yeah,
just collect vinyls until I have like a collection, and then I'll get the record player or whatever
that's ass backwards.
and belly up.
So you just gonna go out and buy a bunch of CDs and don't got no CD player.
I mean, I currently have a bunch of CDs and no CD player, so I'm just
You
waiting
know?
for my moment.
But like, why you don't have a CD player?
Cause nothing I have comes with a CD player anymore. I used to have a TV that had one
You
inside.
could just buy a CD player.
I could.
You must
You
not
want
want
me
to
to
listen to.
walk around with it?
Yeah, get you a little
The
Sony.
only CDs I really wanna listen to are the mixed CDs that we made. Like, I can stream anything I wanna hear, but it's like those mixed CDs that we made in, like, middle school, like, I wanna listen to those back, cause some of them just say, like, D-Mix, D-Mix 1 or 6 or whatever. So, like, what was on D-Mix 7? I don't know.
That ain't gonna sound like now that's music.
Probably, probably. It was
Yo,
really out
whatever
here.
happened
Like,
to those commercials? Like they really used to sell CDs on TV.
they sold a playlist. They sold you a playlist.
Right.
Now that's what I call hip hop. That's what I call country. Now
The
that's what I
qu-
call gospel.
the quiet storm.
See, I feel like those playlists are on Apple Music now. We can probably just pull them up.
You think so?
Making playlists is definitely like a love language. I feel like I was out with my grandmother this morning. Shout out Graham. And we were matching kind of, not on purpose. But like we both had on pink sweatsuits basically. Like mine was the Nike one and Graham's was Comfort, like the brand Comfort that they be on TikTok and stuff.
Mm.
And on the back of her hoodie,
Wait, how,
I was like,
how did she get that? She got
my
influenced.
yes,
She bought it off the TikTok shop,
she did not buy it off the TikTok shop. She went directly to the website,
but
to the
she
Comfort.
but she saw it first on.
She's yeah, I would imagine so. She got advertised too. And on the back of my grandmother's hoodie, you can't see this. I'm gonna send it to you. Um, but it says ways to show love. And on is this sending playlist. What else? Text me when you get home. Handwritten notes. How are you really listening? This made me think of you. So like, oh my Graham sending playlist. I don't know if she knew that this was on the back of her hoodie. I'm like, that's cute.
It is cute.
And I definitely agree. Like those are ways. I love a little this made me think of you moment or consideration moment. Like those are different ways to show love. And so the class of 2016 is showing us love by making us a playlist and selling it for 35 doubloons.
$35.
Want it. I want some I'm getting something from that merch. There's a
I'm
whole
leaving here
merch.
with something.
Yeah, something like this. Both the shirts are cute. I probably won't get the jacket because I don't think I need a Clark Atlanta leather jacket.
Why?
Get a
Why not?
t-shirt.
Why
I
not?
just I just don't think that's something I need in my wardrobe. I'm not missing that currently.
Mm,
I'm missing I could do with a few more Clark Atlanta t-shirts or sweatshirts, but I don't need a Clark Atlanta bomber jacket.
no.
No.
Well, shit. I mean, I feel like good bomber jackets had an era. Like bomber
Mhm.
jackets went through their little phase.
It did.
What was the style like when we was in college?
What were you wearing?
Lord this, Lord that. I remember when I first stepped foot on campus, like as a student, and there was very much a spectrum of wardrobes being displayed.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, I bet.
you could be going to class and you could be walking across the yard. It'll be people in pajamas, but those would be few and far between. Like on HBCU campuses, at least back then. I don't know what the children be
Yeah.
on now, but
Mm-mm.
back then, like we won't do that. We won't do the PJs to class. It wouldn't
No,
fly.
we
But
don't.
some people will still do it. You feel me? Like sometimes you really do just roll out of bed and go to class. But yeah, you would see PJs, you would see sweatpants, you would see heels, and don't let it be Wednesday when the B school got on their Sunday best.
Well-dressed Wednesdays,
Man,
we
y'all
definitely
was
had
suited
that. It
and booted
wasn't
though.
Yeah, it wasn't just B school, it was everybody. Like, Wednesdays was Well-Dressed Wednesdays for everybody. So, it was very much encouraged to be suited and booted, and I don't know if I've ever seen anybody on Clark Atlanta's campus wear pajamas to class. That was like a certified
That's a no-no. That's a
no.
no-no.
Like, pajamas, bonnets, like, that was
No,
not a thing.
no, we didn't. Nah, I ain't see no bonnets. I don't think when I was in school. No
Yeah,
bonnets
like, I think for the most part, the culture at Clark Atlanta is to dress up
to
for
dress
class,
up.
like,
Yeah, because it's
take it
because you
very
in Atlanta,
seriously.
you got to.
You never know, and that's so serious, you never know who you're gonna walk into, like, who's gonna
Yeah,
run into you on campus, like, celebrities, politicians, there's just so much happening, there's so much business done in Atlanta, but also, filming and stuff happens on our
mm,
campuses all the time, so it's just best practice to
yeah,
just if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, you know? It was like, you take it seriously, like, you don't walk on the grass,
yeah.
you
No,
don't
that's
take
real.
shortcuts, like,
That's
you
real.
take it
But I
serious.
also, I also think that that does something to you. Like I think that that sets a baseline for you
Mhm.
just for life in general. Even on the days when you don't feel like getting dressed up, you still,
Yeah.
do a little something. Something like if you want to be cozy, you can be cozy. You can wear your sweatpants, but it can't just be no. You can't.
Yeah.
It can't. You can't just throw something together. Like you gotta be some intention behind it, even if you feel like bumming it out.
For sure, and you can, like, there's always gonna be days, like, it's raining or you're just not feeling it and
Yeah.
you just it's what it is, but as a baseline, it's like, nah, it's like what you wearing, you put out you throw it on.
Yeah. I
Like,
feel
I
like
definitely dressed Oh, go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say I feel like if you in a place in like Atlanta or New
Mhm.
York or anywhere where, like you said, you just never know who you're gonna run into. That's very necessary. See, like where I went to school, ain't nobody coming to Petersburg. Like maybe Trey Songz, but that's because he from there. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody. You ain't gonna run into nobody on VSU campus.
Well, that's a good thing.
I
Like,
mean,
you don't have to think about it. But I think it's just like, I don't know, every HBCU offers so much, like, I don't know, like a different flavor, like a different it's literally like it's no one HBCU is the same as another HBCU.
no,
So you
absolutely
really do
not.
get like, what's present at one is definitely not present across the board. Like even from Clark to Spelman to Morehouse, like they're very, very different cultures and campuses and things. What was you like wearing? Like what was your standard class outfit in college?
When I first got to college,
Mhm.
so when I first got to college, I was actually just getting off of crutches. So I had surgery the summer between graduating high school and starting college. And so when I
Mhm.
started freshman year, I was very much like still in physical therapy. Like I was taking pink taxi to physical therapy 2 or 3 times a
Mhm.
week, just trying to get my gait back. So like I was cozy, like comfortable was number one on my priority list when I first got to college.
Yeah.
Like, I still wanted to, show my personality or whatever, but yeah, I was Can you imagine being on campus, having to walk to class every day, your leg fucked up, you just had surgery, like, I ain't worried
Yeah,
about none of that other shit, bro. I'm just trying to get from point A to point B, like,
right. They didn't have no,
no.
like, golf cart to come get you?
Well, no, but luckily, like, so my freshman year of college, my dorm was very close to all my campuses. I mean, all my campuses, Jesus Christ. My my dorm was very close to all my
Yeah.
classes.
Mhm.
So, I'm talking like a stone's throw. So, I didn't have to walk very far for the most part. Um, for those wondering,
Yeah.
the Virginia State
Was it
University used to have a dorm called Howard Hall. Howard Hall is no longer, but Howard
RIP.
Hall was very, very close to most of the main buildings on campus. So, it was close to the library, it's close to the engineering building. So I ain't had that long to walk.
Mhm.
But
I see. Like, I did not stay on the freshman quad. Like, Clark Atlanta's academic buildings is like a street. It's like buildings
mhm,
on one side, the promenade, and then the building on the other side. So behind one of the sides of the street, all the freshman dorms is like literally, it's like building, grass, other building. Like,
yeah,
it's just all within that little pod. But the suites, which was like the more apartment style, suites, was like a couple blocks away. So you
mm,
had to go past the library, down around the corner. Like, it was definitely a bit of a, not a hike, but it was some blocks away. It wasn't
yeah.
like, let me just, but so I remember there were people, like, if people were injured or something, public safety would just like come in a little golf cart and put them in their crutches and then drive them around to the campus.
No, we ain't had that. Well, if we did, I
Because
didn't know about it.
it was a walk. Yeah, yeah,
If
I
we
would have been
had
right in
that,
that disability services like, "Hey, I need a reasonable accommodation for however long my recovery." And I think it's just like things like that that you don't realize in the moment, but as an adult, it's like, "Well, duh, why wouldn't there be a office for this or that or like a service for this or that?" People don't realize how many resources are on campus.
yeah. No, real talk, real talk. And I'm
Yeah,
talking, like, down to, like, I feel like most people know that there's tutoring on campus, but I feel
yeah.
like people don't know the extent that stuff like that goes. You can get
Mhm.
people to help you write not what, because I was gonna say help you write papers, but I feel like people gonna be like, "Oh, they gonna write my paper?" No. You can get you can get you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? You write a paper and you can give it to somebody to look at, and they can give you feedback before you ever even turn it in, but you know what that mean? That mean that you cannot wait until the night that it's due. 59, you gotta write that joint in advance. So for people like me who tend to procrastinate, that was never an option that I mean, it was an option, I just opted out, I guess. I was
crazy.
definitely click clacking up until 11:58.
Crazy. And guess what? I was one of those girls that you would go to the writing lab to ask to help fix your paper. Like,
Listen,
I was a teacher, I was a TA and a tutor in undergrad, if you can imagine that I would have those types of on-campus jobs. And so I was in the writing lab for like 6 hours a week or something like that, however
that's
long I was in there
crazy.
every day, just waiting. And some people would come in, but for the most part, we were just sitting around, waiting
No
for
way.
somebody to come and get help. But yeah, we definitely would have helped you map out your whole essay, work with you, have a whole plan. But like you said, that requires you to have some forethought and not wait until the day is due. Because the writing lab will close at like 5 o'clock. So you're not getting help beyond 5 p.m.
That's
unless
crazy.
unless you make those arrangements outside. But yeah, even therapy, like I didn't realize till my senior year that not only is there usually like a mental health, office like for that's free
Mm,
to students. You could do couples therapy. You could do
yeah,
friend to friend therapy.
I
Like
knew that.
you could literally have relationship therapy in college.
I knew that. I feel like I knew somebody
Yeah, I didn't know that.
who was doing it. Not couples therapy, but, like, therapy. Because we was talking about college. I just sent you I forgot to mention that I saw this in my camera roll when I was going through it.
Oh, your banner web. Oh, what the hell? What the? I just was excited that it was banner web or whatever you call it. I don't know what you called it. Oh my god, this is stressing me out by
Banner?
looking at. Is this how much you owed at the bottom? No, this is just how much you this is just what the this is stressful.
Right.
College tuition is such a hokey pokey that I don't really want to like what? Personal fees, personal expenses,
Like, what is
living
that?
allowance? Just estimated.
Just estimated.
Golly. Mm. I'm just analyzing this screenshot. This is crazy.
Nah, I was going through my camera roll a couple days ago, and, I had found screenshots that I took from my banner showing my class schedule, and it took me back. It took me back. My Monday, Wednesday was crazy.
Tell me.
My Monday, Wednesday, I had a 9, a 10, 11, and a 2.
Mm.
So I had a gap, like, I had 11, 11:50, then I had a gap until 2, like, I had a break until 2. But, like, when I woke up in the morning, it was like, boom, boom.
Yeah. I don't remember any of like, I remember my schedules were pretty predictable, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have any complaints about my schedule, to be honest. Like, I had Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would have, like, a 9, a 10, and 11, that's it. Or, like, a 9, skip 10, then 11, 12, or something like that, and then be done, go to the library, go home. And then Tuesday, Thursday, I would ha those are, like, the longer classes, but those was my English classes. More than likely, like, my good major classes on Tuesday, Thursday, so, like, I'll be locked in. And my Monday, Wednesday, Friday was, like, French, like, my electives, which French was not an elective. I had to take 4 years of French
That is
as a part of my
insane.
major because I majored in a language, so I guess
Ah, that
I
makes
don't know.
sense.
I don't because I was an English major, I had to take a foreign language, like, more foreign language for whatever reason, but
Looking at this schedule makes me, like, I have a mixture of emotions because part of me wishes life was like this now. I was like, "Oh, I could just do these 3 things, these 4 things, and then
Mhm,
have the rest of the day to
mhm,
myself." Like, absolutely.
mhm.
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to insert it. Maybe I can insert a picture of my little schedule because my Thursdays
See, I can try to pull it up.
hated it. My Thursdays, I
It's
only had 1 class, but the class was from 2 to 4:50.
2 PM to 4:50.
Yes, that's
That'll
my
be
only
so
class
annoying
on
because you can
Thursdays.
kinda sleep in, you don't have to wake up early, you can just kinda but then it's like, I gotta go to class.
I gotta be in this joint all day. It feel like it's longer than it really
Literally.
is.
Yeah. I'm
And you
sorry
get out
about
at
that.
4:50, it's like, go to the calf.
Yeah, uh, I I like my schedule. Like, I think the latest I would be in class was, like, 1:40 or something like that. Like, I think it
Man,
was, like, a 9:15 to 11 something. Tuesday, Thursday, you would have, like, a 9:15 to, like, 11 something, and then a 1 to 2 something. I don't know.
I think
1:50?
that's
I don't know.
one of the, I guess, cons, you could say it's a con, of going to, a school that's smaller. And when I say smaller, I mean, like, Clark Atlanta is not a big division. It's not a Duke, it's not a Ohio State, it's not a huge school, right? So the schools that we go to they have less students. And as a result, well, I won't speak for Clark. I will speak for VSU. I did not go to Clark, but at VSU, if depending on what your major is, there are certain classes that are only available at one time during the semester. Whereas though at larger
Right.
schools, they might have that class offered at different times on different days to accommodate, all of the students who need to take that class. But when you go to a smaller
Yeah.
school and it's like it's only 30 people that's going to take this class, they're not going to have 7 different offerings of the class. It's going to be one. So if you need that class, you gonna have to adjust your schedule to make sure you
Right.
can take that class.
Or you'll have to wait a whole year,
Exactly, exactly. And if
sometimes
it's a
more, some
yeah, and if it's a prerequisite, then you gotta, it's a whole thing. You gotta do that mental math, man.
and no that's, like, part of the reason why we say going to college changes how you approach life and, like, taking things serious, because if you lollygag, if you don't check in with your advisor or
Mhm.
your whoever, you will end up spending more years and more money
Correct.
to get something that you perhaps could have gotten sooner. Like, regardless of grades, like, if it's, you struggling academically, but even still, you don't necessarily have to struggle academically. There are systems in place that would allow you to get tutoring or to even withdraw from the class
Yeah.
before it affects your GPA, but people just don't utilize their resources, all the time.
And a lot of it is some of it is laziness, but a lot of it is that people just don't know. It's just lack of
Mhm.
knowledge for whatever reason. Like
Yeah.
maybe you didn't pay attention to orientation. I don't know. Or maybe you didn't read all of the papers that they put in your folder. Or do they even do that anymore? They probably just send everything in an email. It's probably just all
Probably,
that's crazy. They used to
which
like
is
when I first got to
another
school, they gave
problem.
me a folder full of papers, like need to knows. They gave me all of that. They probably don't do that no more. Pull it up. Pull it up.
Fill it out.
My little class schedule for fall
Your big
semester.
class schedule.
This was what's This fall semester, senior year. So
Yeah, 2015.
senior year for me, I was skating. Senior year, I was especially that second semester. That second semester wasn't worth a damn.
No? Well, this was the
No,
fall semester, right?
this is fall semester. Yeah, I don't my senior year spring semester, I didn't even need to take a full load. I didn't need to, but I needed to because of 'cause I was staying on campus and I had to have 12 credits to stay on campus to qualify for on campus housing.
Okay.
Let's see
Explain
what we got.
this. What do we
Alright, so
got?
look, so we Monday. Oh, I guess for those just listening, for those not watching,
Mm,
the doctor
mhm.
has graciously pulled up my class schedule on the screen. So it looks like we got a philosophy class from 9 to 9:50 on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. We got
Yeah.
it. Looks like a English.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
I
English.
feel like that was a technical writing class. That sounds about right. Cause I was done. Like I had took and that's a 200 level class, so I think that's technical writing. Like learning how to write memos and stuff like that. Maybe. That's just a guess. That was at
Mhm.
10 to 10:50 right after philosophy. And I bet you those was in 2 different buildings too.
I was gonna say,
Mm.
was HH different from VH? Well,
Oh,
far
shoot.
from
Oh, HH. What the heck was HH? Harris? That might have been Harris Hall. Yeah, Harris Hall. So that's kinda that's like in the middle of campus. VH, I don't remember what VH is actually. But if it's English, it must be one of the ones way in the front of campus, like one of them old ass buildings. That would
mm.
make sense.
Which is yeah, that's on
That's a
brand
bo
for English
okay, so
department.
yeah, no, that walk in my 30s would piss me off. I gotta get from that. That's probably like a good, I say like a good point 3, point 4 miles.
Point
Right?
4 miles.
Like, you hustling
Okay.
low key. You got
You
10
gotta get there in
minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you got
got
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Mm.
Alright. So we got
This is
philosophy 9 AM, English 10 AM, and then computer engineering class from 12 to
mhm.
12:50 on Monday,
Oh, that's
Wednesdays, and
CPEG.
Fridays. CPEG, yeah.
Mhm.
Scroll down some, and then on Mondays
There's
and
more.
on Mondays and Wednesdays, I had a 300 level engineering class from 2 to 3:20, so that's a little longer than the 50-minute
That's
class.
a lot longer.
Yeah, so I have 4 classes on Mondays and Wednesdays. So that 2 PM class I did not have on Fridays. So I only had that class
Okay.
Mondays and Wednesdays.
Interesting.
Hence why it's a
Okay.
little longer. And then on Tuesdays, it looks like I just had 1 class. I was living a dream, but that class was from 11 to 1:50. That's a long ass.
That is a long class. This is such an interesting way to schedule this or
But
to
again,
schedule
like,
class selection.
it's certain stuff you just don't have control over because the offerings are not expansive. Like,
Right.
I am sure, especially these 400 level classes, that was probably the only time that class was offered.
Yeah.
Like, it's only so many senior computer engineers that need to
Professors.
take
Yeah.
this class, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
that was the only time, like, it's either you gonna take it or you ain't gonna take it, but you need it, you need it,
Yeah.
so
There was a point in my English program where like there wasn't that many of us in the first place. Like it might have been 10 to 12 English majors that were in my like grade, like class of 2016. And there was a point maybe like the middle of of junior year or the last semester of junior year where it was like, all right, you can go this track or you can go this track. Like if you choose to like if you want to take Shakespeare, let's say, this semester, then you're basically going to split from the rest of the English
mm,
major. And so some of us like ended up doing that where because we had to take certain electives, but if you wanted to take a different English elective that was at Morehouse, like some like there were some cool classes at Morehouse Spelman, and we were able to like cross register, I guess.
yeah.
So like at that point, there was a point in time, like around junior year, where everyone is just like, all right, what am I do? Do I study abroad? Do I want to cross register somewhere? Yeah, like, we went from having all of our classes the same, like, our roster was the exact same roster, that's the word, like, f every semester, freshman, sophomore, and then the first half of junior year, and then it was like, "Alright, deuces," where then it became, like, me and some other English majors that were either younger or older were in our own little pod because, like you said, classes are offered only every now and again.
Yeah,
So, like, you have to take it. It's either you wanna take it junior or senior year. If you take it junior year, then you could just keep on going the same route, but if you wanna be creative and do something else, then you the next time you could take it is senior year. You have to take it. So, choose your own adventure basically, but
yeah,
some people chose a different route.
ain't nothing wrong with
And
that.
no, no.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. This schedule here, as I'm looking at it, my schedule,
Mhm.
I'm not mad. Like, I'm not mad at it because scroll out, zoom out some for me, please.
Course.
Yes,
Oop,
oh
not
lord.
that sorry.
So so it oh, what you got? Oh, what you got? Because despite how it looked, right, my Tuesdays and Thursdays, I was really chilling.
Yeah.
I think the only part where I'm like, "Ah," is my Tuesdays, and that's because that 11 the only class I got from being from 11 to 1:50, I'm missing lunch.
That is
Like,
prime
all like,
lunchtime.
my
Oh, in
friends
the class.
yeah, like, I'm missing lunch with my people at the Cav. I
Mm.
mean, some of my people was in this class with me, but I'm saying, like,
But yeah,
so
that's only
that's
one
probably the only thing.
day.
Cause and then my last class at 12:50, I'm outta there.
Right.
I'm ready. I can go get a nap in, be ready.
Outside for the whole
But
weekend.
I do remember what I do remember is that on Thursdays, I would do my this semester, I would do my laundry on Thursdays for obvious reasons. I ain't got no class till
Yeah.
2 PM. Wake up, do my
Yeah.
laundry, ain't nobody in that joint.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Regardless of how you live in well, I guess if you got an in-unit washer and dryer in college, God bless. I ain't had that.
Yeah.
But,
I did I did after my freshman year.
if you in a dorm where it's like a shared laundry, any shared laundry, you gotta be strategic in what you pick. Like, a lot of people was gonna try to do their laundry on the weekends. That's when
Sunday
they
night,
yeah, Sunday
girl.
night, Sunday morning, so you gotta pick and choose when you do your laundry so you not in the
Yeah.
way or you fighting for washing machines, like, 'cause and people will take your shit out the washer or the dryer
And sure
and leave
will.
it, like, don't play, don't leave your shit in there. When that joint ding,
That has caused many of tussles.
man,
Like, "Who touched my laundry? You left it in too long. I was right here. I set a timer. That been in there for 2 days." Like,
mm, get your shit and
yeah.
go.
People have gotten their laundry thrown away,
I
like,
believe
thrown
it.
away. If you leave it for too long, it's like, that's so inconsiderate.
Yeah, you gotta set a timer. If your school don't have one of them fancy ass washing machines that text you when it's done, you better set you a timer and
Yeah.
make sure that you get your stuff out, man, because people will and sometimes your stuff will go missing, like, sometimes people will snatch that stuff too, like,
Yep.
don't
They
think
like,
that
"Oh, that's a
everybody
cute
got home
hoodie."
cleaning. Yeah.
They might just take one item, like, "Oh, I saw you put that them whatever's in there. They ain't coming out. They ain't coming out."
They ain't coming out. I have no idea why I even had this screenshot in my camera roll, but
You I mean, it's a good artifact to have though, because
it
I don't have any evidence of my college days, like, social media wise, like, for whatever reason, I blacked out and deleted my Instagram after I graduated.
man,
Not for
oh,
whatever reason.
good old banner.
Good old banner, let me stop. I can't remember, anything that stood out about my schedule other than it was very standard, like, it was very much like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I was in class from, like, 9 or 10 to, like, 2 with a break. Like, I had a pretty standard schedule. I don't really have any, like, horror stories. But I know some people had labs or late labs or, depending on your major, you might have other things that you need to do. Recitation, um, field trip type things, like, so much. But that's pretty good with my schedule. I can't complain too much.
Well, it is imperative that this is more of an opinion. I can't really say this will work for everybody, but I'm a firm believer that if you knock out everything that you can early on, in your college career, like, it'll make your life so much easier. So, like, the people,
Mhm.
especially those who take AP classes and stuff like that now that count for college credit, like, it's a lot of people who are in high school who are taking either AP or they do some type of I know here it was called a jump start where you could take classes at the local community college and
Mhm.
they'll, count as college credit, So, a lot of people, they enter college with X amount of credit, so it knocks out a lot of those 100 level classes, those, what you call
Right.
them? Like, you gotta take English 101 and you gotta take
Like your core
yeah, yeah,
classes.
yeah, yeah. It'll knock all those out so you can just get right into the nitty-gritty, you could take all your major classes or whatever, so, the more you from but, like, I had an overloaded schedule either one of my semesters in freshman or sophomore year, like, I had the max you supposed to take or can take is 18, anything above 18 is like, "Nah, you can't do that unless you get
Yeah.
permission," like, you gotta get that you gotta get it like, somebody gotta approve that, you can't just schedule that.
Yeah.
So I had an overloaded semester because 'cause I'm like, "Nah, I got knocked it." I think I had 2 labs that semester, that's what pushed me up because them labs, they come with a little extra credit.
They come a little extra oomph.
Yeah, they come with a little extra
So what are
credit,
we
so I
taking,
had yeah,
19 hours?
I had 19, yeah. So it wasn't too bad, it was just 1 over,
Yeah.
and I'm sure the
Okay.
1 was the lab because those
Yeah.
usually a credit, but I'm glad I did because like I said, by the time I got to senior year, I was skating. You saw that,
And that's
like,
how it should be.
that schedule was fall senior year, so, like, it wasn't that bad, especially my
And
Tuesdays and
also
Thursdays, I was chilling.
but you're there for school. It's also, like, even if your schedule like, sometimes I think even if my schedule was crazy, it's like, "Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm
Correct.
here to get in and get out and do the thing." So, I don't know, I think college really does a good job at teaching you time and place. It's good for, like, that mental, like, "Okay, I'm here for a season, for a reason, like, I'm getting in, I'm getting out." I can also see the output of the work that I'm putting in, I know that it's gonna lead to something, so it doesn't feel well, it still can feel like dragging, but, like, you know that the end product is going to be something that's gonna benefit you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, there's some people who have other things going on besides like, they're not
Yeah,
just students, like, they don't just go to class, maybe they in organization or maybe they work, or maybe
yeah,
they got a kid, like, they got other stuff. So luckily for me, I didn't really have too many other obligations. My only job, I mean, I had a job, but it was like they was gonna sign my time sheets. Like that's what happened when you when you do well in school and you stand out and you always rock with your professors and your advisors and stuff like that, you get opportunities. So I had a little work study
yeah.
opportunity. That man, my professor was just signing them time sheets, bro. Like I
What
don't
was it what was your work study job? Like, what was it?
well, it was in the engineering building, so, he had us do it was like research, basically. He had us doing research, so we would, like, go in there, design some stuff. Actually, um, one of the things that we did those, you when you go in the arcade and you play the little driving game, like the racing games, you sit down in the seat in it. So we was making one of those, but, um the whole thing moved. It's like it wasn't just you driving. Like if you turned, the
Oh
whole joint would turn. Like it was like you in the car. Like you feel
gosh.
yeah, so we was designing that and that was pretty fun.
Mm,
That's what I was doing for work. Like I would go to class, clock in and be like, Dr. So and so. As long as we had something to show for it, he was signing them time
mhm.
sheets.
Hmm. I wish I had my roster or whatever it's called.
If I
I
could
don't
if
think
there
I can
was
even
a
log into my banner
I
if
was gonna say
they
if there
if
was a way for me to log in the banner right now, like
I kinda wanna try it and be like, "Girl,
they're gonna be like,
get
who
out."
you? Who is you?
They're gonna be like, "You need to log into the archives?"
Actually, you need a call.
Yeah, right. Set up an account on this other dinosaur website, which I think that's what you need to do if you wanna get your transcript or like a copy of your degree or something, that there's a separate portal that you go to.
You work with kids often
I
in
I
your line
do.
of work. What are some of the most common questions they've asked you about college?
They ask about the money, like, how expensive is it paying for college? Like, I think that's a big fear or like big cause of stress for these young people. And not to say that it wasn't when we were in applying to college. I'm sure it
Yeah,
was on our mind, but I don't think I had a real concept of like how much college costs or even how much the amount even like, like relatively like how much is 30,000 a lot or a little bit. I had no concept of it,
yeah,
I guess. Even into like after I graduated, I didn't have no idea. But I think this generation is like, okay, is it gonna be worth it? Like, they worry about the cost, like, is it worth it?
I
I
mean,
think is one of the biggest
that's
things.
a valid concern, right? Because
Yeah,
money don't grow on trees, man, and don't everybody don't got it. And it's not like college is cheap. We're not gonna sit up here and act like it's cheap. But what I
no,
will say is that you don't know what you don't know. A lot of people get shocked by the sticker price of a school, especially if it's private. It's like, cause those private schools tend to be up there, like steep.
taxing,
Man,
yeah.
what? When I got accepted to Drexel, me and my mama looked at the looked at the financial aid letter
It was like,
together. It was
We'll
like
give you
we
$2."
looked at the letter and looked at each other. Nah, we ain't even gonna worry about it. Like she ain't got to say nothing to me. I already knew.
I think it's so crazy that you almost went to Drexel. Like, I think that is actually crazy. I feel like the
Wild.
universe was just pushing us together from the start.
I don't remember when I visited. I was looking around like, which one is the city building and which one is the school building?
It's all mixed up.
It's
Like, it's
all it all
all
looked the same.
yeah, it's all down there, you know? But yeah, they
Crazy.
worry about the money. And so what I try to tell them is like, especially if they're younger, like if they're in ninth, 10th grade, it's like you have the opportunity to get the best grades. Like you have the opportunity to do the best thing right now, which is do the internships like you're doing, be in the clubs, do all the things, be really active, and you could be eligible for a full ride.
Correct.
So don't just count yourself out because college is expensive on paper. Yes, it is expensive. However, there's people out there or there's endowments at these schools that will help pay for your education if you do what you need to do
Absolutely.
now. Like, don't, not care about school while you're in school and then be like, oh no, I have to pay. Like, n- paying the full amount means that there's a chance that you like could have done more in high
Yeah,
school. Not to say that that's always the case. Like, of course, people can have stellar grades and still not get financial aid for whatever reason, beyond their control. But I think one way to make the odds better that you will get your tuition covered is by doing what you need to do. And I think
exactly.
that's the same thing in college. Like the whole idea of is college worth it? Does a college degree equal millions of dollars at the end? No. But does it
It could.
dramatically increase your opportunity to have $1 million at some point or to touch $1 million or to, build wealth that would equal that? Absolutely. It's a catapult in the right direction more so than just doing nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
it's
think
a gamble, but
if you don't know what you wanna do, college is one of the best things, in my humble opinion, that you could do for yourself.
yeah.
I College is such a unique experience, right? Because sometimes we feel like we are the only ones feeling the way that we feel, or we are the only ones going through what we're going through. When the reality is that there are a lot of us who are literally living the same life. So don't think that you think that everybody in college know what they want to do and know exactly what the end gonna look like. No, some people go in there and switch majors 5 times. They don't know what
Yeah,
they want to do.
sure
They don't know
do.
what they wanna do. The unique thing about college is that it's giving you a safe place to figure it out, right? Like, it's not like being out in the quote unquote "real world" where everything is so
Yeah.
cutthroat and you can't afford to like, no, you can afford to try new things in well, kinda. Like, you don't wanna be in college for 9 years just trying shit, you feel me?
Right.
But you are in an environment that is conducive to you figuring it out.
Yeah.
'Cause you're not out in the real world by yourself where the stakes are much, much higher, you in college. So,
You're
it's
in
like, you're
college.
in college.
You have access to mentors and peers and equipment and like all types of things that you would not have had you never gone.
Right, right.
Even if it's just to go view, like even if it's just to go look, like see a play, like do something. Like something that I really appreciate about Clark is that it's a model of like culture for service. So as a freshman, you have to go to X amount of cultural events around the city. Um or like it could be on campus on someone else's campus, but you have to immerse yourself in the culture either of the university or of Atlanta. Like so much history, civil rights, like so much happened in Atlanta. So it's like you have an obligation to learn about it while you're here. And then the services that you have to do community service as well.
Mm,
Within your freshman year, I think you have to do like 20 or 40 hours. Nothing too crazy, but like to mandate that you experience the culture, immerse yourself in the culture, and also give back at the same time, I think you can find so many interests, like so many cool. historical things or art things or theater or whatever, um, and you might that might spark something for you, like, "Oh, I love sound production," or "I love this or that," like, something might spark something, and you would have never been exposed to those things had you decided not to go to college without thinking it
Yeah.
through or, trying it first, I guess.
And on the other hand, you might know exactly what you wanna do, and then you go to college and you start taking classes and you realize,
That sucks.
"I actually hate this." Like, that's what happened to my little sister. My little sister, you couldn't tell her she wasn't gonna be like a pediatrician.
Mm,
She started taking classes and got to biology and was like, "I actually perhaps not."
yeah,
I was like, "Well, girl, I don't think that
and that's
nursing is
okay.
for you," and that's okay.
Yeah,
But a lot of people will still pursue it after, like, they will acknowledge that they have that feeling and still go. And then it's like, those the ones who end up miserable,
yeah,
because like, now you got this degree that you in something that you don't even like, which means you're gonna go to a job that you gonna hate, and you gonna do
right.
that for 40 years? Please,
But
like
guess what? With a degree, sometimes it doesn't matter what your degree is in. The fact that you have it is good enough for not good enough, but it gets you through the door. So even if you
yeah,
have a degree in basket weaving, you have a degree. So even if you do basket weaving for 20 years, there's still like an opportunity for you to switch gears. And because you have the college degree in something, that gets you through the door somewhere else as
yeah.
well. So, like, yes, your major is important, but
It's not
ultimately,
the end all be all,
I think a fraction of college graduates are like actively pursuing the thing that their major was in. Like, you know, I think undergraduate degree, it can be really powerful, like depending on the field, but like sometimes it's very transferable. Like
for sure.
I chose my major because I thought it would be more transferable than education. Like I was either gonna go English or history, um, or education. Like I was stuck between teaching and law school after like
Mhm.
those are my two what ifs after college. And so like if I felt like if I do too far into like sociology or history, then that like tracks me one way. But if I go too far in like English, that definitely pigeonholes me, or at least that's what I thought. Or education rather, that would pigeonhole me to be just a teacher, but just a teacher. And so I thought English is like, okay, after undergrad, I can go law or I can go education. Clearly, I chose education,
And
but
you can still do it. But now
yeah,
looping it back, that's why, like, so when I was writing the college guide, that was one of the things that I knew I had to talk about, because I know that there are so many people who think that it's not possible,
yeah,
or maybe they apply just to see what they would get, and they don't get their whole tuition covered, or they gotta come out of pocket with 5 grand a semester, and they don't even have that. There are so many opportunities, so many ways to get your education funded that doesn't
hmm,
always come from the school itself. But with that being said, the school itself, one thing I learned specifically in my freshman year of college, every them schools got money. You just gotta
oh for
know
sure,
either how to ask or who to ask, or like, and it's
yeah,
not gonna hurt if you got the grades and stuff to back it up. But like, when them people told me after my fall semester freshman year, it was like, "You can't come back unless you pay 14 grand." And it's like, my mom had to call somebody to transfer to somebody, and, like, by the time it was all said and done, I ain't had to come out of pocket with nothing. $14,000 fell out the clear blue sky.
hmm,
And all it took was somebody clicking 3 clicks on the computer to make it happen. It's
yep,
like they got the
literally,
money, especially if you go to a state school, they got the money. You just gotta know how to access it.
you just yeah, gotta advocate for
But
yourself.
I digress. The amount of scholarships that go unclaimed every single year is insane. Some people are just entirely too lazy to apply for the damn
Money.
scholarships. But okay, so money. Money is one of the questions. Any other things that pop into your head when you think about what the students ask you about college?
Think money is definitely the biggest one, and then it's like, the workload. Is it so much harder? Is it so much different in high school? And I think, like, it really depends. Like, the answer is that it depends. Like, depends on where you go to high school, what you're used to, and then where you go to college and what you're used to. Because you could be a straight A student in your high school, get to college, and get D's. Like, and like that humbled me. Like, I was that person. And, like, I remember, like, I was always, a pretty good writer and top of my class in high school. That very first essay, it was like a handwritten like prompt or whatever. 58 was my first grade. And that humbled me so bad. And he was like, "You're a great writer, but like all these things," and then proceeded to list out all these things. And because I was an English major and he was an English professor, like he definitely
He went in.
guided me. But this was the class that he would announce the highest grade at the beginning of every class. We had a quiz, and so we would grade them right then and there, and then whoever had the highest grade, he would call it out, and it was usually me. Like, moving forward from that point on, that was the first and last 68 I got, and from then I became the queen of scholarship in that class.
Mhm.
But it will definitely humble you. And then sometimes, like, you could think that you're really bad at something, and then you get to college and you have the right professor, or you have a
Yeah.
professor that, works with you in a different way, teaches in a different way, and then you're like, "Oh, I actually am not bad at math. I'm actually this or that." Like, I actually just didn't understand, or nobody ever stopped to explain it.
Mhm.
But in terms of, like, the workload, it really depends. Like, I don't know. Like, I think I am a little biased because I went to, like, a college preparatory high school, and not everybody gets to go to
Yeah.
a college prep, like a high school where the goal is, or the expectation is, that everyone's going to college. So I can't speak for everyone's experience of, like, what your homework looks like in high school may or may not look like what it was. But for me, it was kinda similar. You have classes, you have a lot of reading, you have homework every day, and that's just what it is. You have big papers, you have to, stand up, present, like, all those things are normal. They were normal to me in high school, so they just were like an extension of that. But if you go to a high school where none of those expectations are put on you, then that's gonna be a really big adjustment to make from nobody having, like, people having not as high expectations of you, and then especially if you go to HBCU where the professors are not gonna just push you along. I will say that, a HBCU, as a going to both, I went to the HBCU for undergrad, and my graduate degrees are from a PWI.
Mhm.
Clark Atlanta was 1,000 times more rigorous than my master's and my doctorate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, not even a competition. The expectations that my professors had for me down at the Clark versus my graduate degrees, everything was like, "Oh, whatever. Do whatever you want, study whatever you want, turn in whatever you want." Like, it was just like,
Yeah.
whereas Clark is like, "No, you gotta be on time. You
Yeah.
gotta be early, actually,
Yeah. It's
and
about
exceed expectations."
yes, it's about much more than just getting a degree, right? Because at the end of the day, when your resume come across a hiring manager's desk, you gonna have the same degree as all these other people, but you
Right.
gotta have stuff that separates you, right? So, like, that stuff that you're talking about, those kinda intangibles, those things that you
Yeah.
pick up, those expectations that are placed on you, you already walking into these people to this job with the stuff that they don't have to teach you.
Right. Yep.
So, yeah, I think when you go to a school, I say HBCUs because I think a lot of HBCUs share that same set. Like, there's an expectation. There's
Yeah.
there's the old saying, like, you gotta be twice as good to get half as much, blah blah blah. So, like, it's like going to boot camp. Like, they're gonna whip your ass in the shade, not for war, but like kinda for war. Like,
You
this
have to be
world,
better,
yeah, you got to. The
and
bare minimum ain't
they
gonna
use
get it
that
done.
language.
You don't want a
Right.
bare minimum paycheck, so you can't do the bare minimum.
That's the thing, a black person's bare minimum is still a white person's above and beyond. So it is very jarring, like, I will say, coming out of Clark Atlanta, coming back home, and then, like, entering the workforce. Like, I work part-time and I went to school part-time. I went straight into my master's, kinda like, it wasn't part-time, whatever, but I was working when I graduated from Clark. And I think just the expectations I had on myself of, like, every assignment, I feel like I had to do the most. Every PowerPoint had to be the best. Like, it wasn't just like, "Let me slap something together. Let me just throw this together at the last minute." I took my time and, like, did extra, I think. And I think that pissed people off at work. It's like, "Who do you think you are?" And it's like, I'm producing what I want to be produced. Like, I like, just because you do it to your standards, I'm doing it to mine, and because mine's is obviously better and more thought out, like, you can't be mad at me for that.
Right.
Like, I hold myself to a really high standard, and I will credit that in part to my college upbringing, like, thing half-assed, you do everything whole ass.
Full, whole, entire ass.
Exactly.
Entire gluteus maximus.
Exactly, and it shows, like, when you go above and beyond all the time, it shows.
That's also why it's important that when you're in high school and you know you wanna go to college, from the moment you hit ninth grade, that's important to be intentional about the classes that you take and the type of like, not only the classes themselves, but, like, what level and what kind of classes, because
Yeah,
when you take these AP classes or IB classes or honors class, like, or, jumpstart community college, like, when you take these classes, not only are you kinda already getting into the flow, getting familiarized with taking classes at that level, but you're making yourself more competitive, more marketable to whatever college that you, because you gotta think, man, it's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of kids graduating every single year. They're all trying
yeah,
to, not all, but a lot of them are trying to get into college. So it's not like some of these colleges have really, really low acceptance rates. They are
yep,
picky. They are choosy, like, so the stronger your application is, obviously, the better chance you have, but not only that, right? When we're talking about money, colleges, especially the state ones, but most, if not all colleges have scholarship programs, they have all this stuff, right? Eh, when they say, "Yes, you can come here and get your education," they are saying, "We believe that you have what it takes to not only
yeah,
start this program and do well, but, like, finish it
yeah,
and exceed expectations. Like, we have faith in you. They're investing in you too. So when they give you the grants, they give you the scholarship money, they're doing it s you know what I'm saying? So when they say yes, it's
don't
an invest.
fumble it,
Yeah, don't fumble it, right? They got metrics that they wanna keep too. They don't want you to drop out. So
right?
if they think that there's a chance that you might not be able to keep up or you might drop out or you, so that's why it's important to do all these things. So if you're a well-rounded individual, it's like, "Oh, they play sports and they do community service and they da da da." It's like, "Oh, okay. We like this person. We like the character of this person. We think that they're smart. We think that they're talented. We think that they have resilience. So yes, you can come to our institution." But they're not gonna accept a person who just took standard classes their whole career and didn't even pass all of them. They don't play no sports. They go home and play Fortnite. They want to be a streamer.
Yeah.
They're not accepting them.
You're not doing anything.
Right.
You're not doing anything exceptional.
Right. So you really, so when you challenge yourself in school, when you take these higher level classes and stuff like that, you're really killing multiple birds with one stone. You get in a habit. So that way when you make the transition from high school to college, it's not gonna be so crazy because it's like, ah, I kinda did this already.
You'll be used to the workload, you'll be used to the high expectations, you'll be used to, like, the schedule,
Yeah.
balancing priorities, you'll be like, all of that is practice in playing the game, like, because those are skills that you were eventually gonna have to use in the workforce. Like,
Yeah.
and people who can think strategically, who can balance priorities, like, all of these skills that you're building, not to be all, like, workforce development, but, like, those are skills that you're going to need in those high level positions, like, your job can't be replaced by AI if you can think critically, if you can humanly think about things, if you can whatever, natural intelligence, things that, like, occur, because AI can is only as smart as the person
Yeah,
using the thing. So, like, doing all of these things in high school is good prep for college, but doing all those things in high school and college prep you for roles in leadership,
for sure.
roles that cannot be replaced by robots.
For sure.
Management roles, like managing people, managing teams, managing priorities, managing projects, like, AI can't do that. Like, it could be a tool to, that somebody can use, but it can't replace a human brain
Yeah. Facts.
that you are, like, you're doing yourself a favor by taking on all this stuff in high
Yeah.
school and college.
Yeah. One of the one of the most common questions that I get Honestly, for the last, like, 10 years, 10 plus years that I've talked to students about college, parties is one of the most commonly asked
Really?
questions. Yes, they wanna know about the party scene, they wanna know, and a lot of them base their decision
Mhm.
on the parties.
Really?
Absolutely, without a
Would
doubt.
you consider VSU a party school?
I believe every school is a party school.
Really? Interesting.
Absolutely. You cannot tell me there is not a college campus in the country where it ain't no parties.
That's true. That's
You
very
not
true. I
like,
think
come on now.
I
I
I
don't
don't
care
I
where
don't
you
disagree with
go.
you.
I don't care where you go. I don't
Yeah.
care if you got I don't care if you on a dry campus. I don't care if you go to a religious institution. I don't care. It's parties on every college campus, or there's parties thrown by people on every college campus. Like, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. I don't care.
I
And
mean,
if you don't know
that's
about the part if you think ain't no parties at your school, you just ain't talking to the right people. 'Cause, like, I
yeah,
visited a school that was smaller than my high school, and they had parties. So but, yeah, they wanna know. They're like, "Oh, how are the parties?" And then it's like, you can't really answer that question because it's gonna be different at every school. Like, I am quite sure the parties at Virginia State University look different than the parties at Virginia Commonwealth University. I'm
I
sure they
would
look
yeah,
different.
yeah,
They are 2 totally different institutions. They're not that far away from each other,
yeah,
but
but everybody's different.
everybody's different. So but, yeah, that's about the parties all the time.
Did your campus have like, did your school throw parties? Like, was it, like,
Yes.
parties
I
on campus? Like, go to the student center or the whatever, whatever?
absolutely, yeah, it would be, like, block parties. They also threw, like, a phone party before. Hot
Oh,
mess.
wow.
0 out of 10.
That sounds like it will burn my eyes. I've been to a one phone party before, and my eyes burned
Oh my
for, like,
god. Yeah,
hours.
it only that was my first and last phone party. You ain't gotta worry about it no more. Mm-mm. But, yeah, they would throw all types of stuff, but mostly it would be, like, block parties.
See, people, I think, consider Clark, a party school, and we threw parties, like not we, but, like, the school threw parties, I would say pretty often, but they weren't, like, I mean, some of them were day parties. I mean, we have Morehouse would have Hump Wednesday, or, like, somebody would have Hump Wednesday where there would be, like, a DJ and stuff just out, and that kinda gives block party vibe, vendors and stuff, every Wednesday, kinda like the thing you was at earlier, but, like, just
Shout out to
on
Black on the Block.
yeah, basically, it was that, but it was called Hump Wednesday, but then they would also throw, like, after hours parties, like, with, DJs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I went to a few, but, like, I've never been a party girl. Like, I've been to some kickback. I'll do my little one too, but I wouldn't. That was not my like
Yeah.
preferred weekend activity. So maybe people don't ask me because I don't give. I don't give like I know the answer to that question.
I don't know if I know the answer either, but there's a sliding scale on the party scale. Like it's very much sliding because because you mentioned kickbacks. To some people,
Yeah.
kickbacks are parties. Like sometimes it's not. Well, let me back up. What is your definition of a kickback?
The kickback is at someone's house.
Hmm.
It's very informal. It's very much like we just at somebody's house chilling. Like there's music probably, but it's not like a planned thing. There's no flyer. There's no like, on Friday at this day I'm gonna do this. It's just like a kickback. Like we just chilling. There might be some, playing games or whatever, just chilling. Like it's a very
Yeah,
informal, usually smaller gathering. Like it's not a house party. It's a kickback. Like,
yeah.
it might be alcohol, it might be,
I think
activities.
to me, one of the biggest differences between a kickback and a party is the vibe, like the energy, right?
Mhm.
Like if you go into a pretty nasty, you know what you're walking into.
Yes.
You know
Hell.
what kinda environment, you know what kind of vibe that's gonna be if you go
Hell.
into pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know what pretty nasty is, don't worry about it.
Count your blessings.
Yeah. But if you go into a kickback, it's like, you know what's a more chill vibe. If somebody says it's a kickback or somebody tells you like, "Oh, I'm having a kickback at my house." Like me personally, I'm not even expecting a DJ. I'm expecting somebody to be on the aux
Right. Oh,
or
yeah.
yeah, like I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
There's no DJ at a kickback.
Yeah, I'm expecting people to just be sitting down, lounging on the couch, maybe somebody orders some pizza, it's BYOB,
For sure.
Maybe somebody, got some weights, and maybe chips. When I was in college, almost every kickback, whoever was hosting it had like chips or pretzels. But like it's BYOB is bring your if you want a 10-piece, you want a cookout tray, bring that shit with you because we only
Yeah.
providing.
The space
We believed
and the
in
bare
college.
necessities.
Yes, we believed in college that if you was lit, like you could eat some pretzels. Pretzels was the cheat code in college. So every
Mm,
kickback, it was pretzels.
yeah.
But yeah, it's
Chips.
it's
Well,
chill. You don't gotta get
I'm
too
so
dressed up. You
oh,
don't
no,
gotta
you don't
put
have to get
on. You
dressed
don't
up at
gotta put
all.
on your club attire. No, you just pull up,
You just having a you just catching
catching a
a vibe, literally.
vibe.
There's no DJ, there's no dress code, there's no promotion. It's just like, "Hey, yo, we're in this building, this room.
Yes, like it's
Come
way
through."
like if you ever see ATL Big Booty Judy Party, not a kickback,
Not kickback.
not a kickback party,
No. Party.
party,
Judy?
Judy
Party?
party. And low key, how Rashad never found out about it, be how you found out about it on college campuses. Like y'all going to
Really?
Big Booty Judy birthday party? Y'all going to Big Booty Judy
Right.
party? And you're like Judy party?
Yeah. Trying to think if I is there are there any examples of kickbacks in movies? I'm sure there are, but, like, what's a good, like,
Mm,
kickback example?
let me think.
Like, it's gotta okay, it gotta have more than just 2 people.
Yeah.
Like, it can't just be a two people kick is not a kickback. Like, it needs to be a good group of people
I don't know if I can think of any on-screen examples off the top of my head.
of, like, a kickback vibe. I feel like just people hanging out. What movie would that be?
Do you feel like when you think about when you think about the Parkers, you know how sometimes they would just have these little like shindigs in their houses and stuff?
I mean, yeah, Nikki would have
Like
something for
maybe
damn Lady Egyptian every other
yeah,
day.
yeah, like now you go to
I
the
mean,
Lady Egyptian party. Kickback,
yes, kickback.
kickback,
No DJ,
kickback.
just
No
some
DJ.
light hors d'oeuvre. She's selling her little potions and oils. Stanley was in the building. I would even argue that Tebow's funeral might have been a kickback.
Tebow's funeral was a kickback.
But they had a DJ, never mind. They had a band.
Oh yeah, Freestyle Unity.
But
FU
yeah,
was
if you think
performing.
about it, mhm,
But yeah, like it's not too much. But like bring back kickbacks. Like
yeah.
truly, truly. I used to throw kickback. Well, it was more like game nights. But a game night is a
But a
kickback.
game night is a kickback. A game night is a type of kickback for sure.
A game a game night is a
I would
kickback.
say. Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
like
and Drumline, when what's his name was frying that fish.
kickback. Perfect example.
Kickback. Kickback.
Perfect
Kickback. Kickback.
example.
Yeah, like I'm just
Kickback.
frying some fish. Come through to my
Come
room like
through.
I'm
Somebody
frying
from the
fish.
aux. We got a
Yes.
speaker.
But when she said you would take me to a Sigma party tonight, Sigma party, it's a party.
Sigma
Sigma party was
party.
not a kickback.
Okay, let me ask you. Okay, I got one. You remember
Okay.
that scene when in Love and Basketball, when Monica was at
Mm-hmm.
that little party or whatever, and Quincy came through and was like kind of giving her the cold shoulder a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that scene?
This was in college?
Yeah,
Yes, I remember. Yes, I
like
remember.
she was
Like a house
dancing.
party.
Yeah, she was dancing, and then that was when he saw, or sorry, that was when Monica saw Quincy talking to that girl,
Mm.
and then after that, she was like, "Hey, who is that?" And he was like, "Nobody." You remember that scene?
I remember that scene, but is that a kickback or
I'm
is it
not.
a
That's what I'm
party?
asking. A party kickback because they was
I
she was.
I feel I feel like because of the vigor, it was giving party. Like it was a house party. Like house party, like the movie House Party, that's
Hmm.
a party. That's
That's a
not a
party.
kickback. It's at a house. It had a DJ, had hella people. House party.
Okay.
Big Booty Judy's birthday, house party. But fish fry, kickback.
Yeah, I mean, but again, when we look at all of these examples, one of the biggest differences is the vibe and the energy of the party,
For sure.
or the event, the vibe and the energy of the shindig. If you like the high energy and you wanna, if you on if you on a big college campus, PWI campus, and you like watching them hold each other up by the ankles and drink out a keg, that's your
HBCU
business.
might not be your vibe.
Oh, I can't believe I saw one keg at a.
Never. I've never seen a
I
keg in
ain't
real
never
life.
I ain't never been to a party with a keg ever, ever. I mean, it's some college. It is. I've seen some videos on TikTok. Them people is taking two. White Claws and smashing them together like Stone Cold Steve Austin and taking them to the head. Like,
And at HBCUs, you drinking some fluorescent punch that has a base of Kool-Aid, 100 packets of Kool-Aid in whatever color you choose,
and
and it
somebody
be
went
good.
in the liquor store and slid their arm across the bottom shelf,
It
and
don't
that's
even ask what's in it.
yeah, you don't.
Gallons of whatever and who's what's it's, but it's gonna be bright purple or blue or yellow. It's gonna be bright something. You'd be lucky if you get a fruit slice or some, something in there, fruit cocktail. You know
Listen,
how we do.
call me crazy. I'm so glad that most of the parties I went to, when they had their little concoction, it was in like a cooler or some shit. I never,
Yeah.
for some reason, if it's in like a punch bowl and I gotta ladle it out, I don't want it, bro.
You don't want to ladle it? You want to igloo like a
Yeah, I want like a Gatorade cooler, and you just like if I gotta grab the fucking ladle, I don't want it.
I don't feel like black people is ladling nothing. Like for you to have a ladle in your door, a punch bowl and a ladle in your dorm room, where'd you get that from?
I don't give a shit where it's at. Why ladle is crazy.
No, I've never at a college party have I ladled anything.
Because sometimes people don't be using the ladle, they just take the cup and drag it
And
across the
just
surface and
I feel like for as irresponsible as or as like uninhibited as college students are, like do we like, you 18, 19, whatever. Black people, many black people, I'm not gonna say all, but many of us were raised with similar standards of like cleanliness and appropriateness. Obviously not everybody. But I think as a community, we kind of like are here with it. So
Mhm.
if you do something weird, everybody's gonna call you out. If you dip your hand in the punch and people see you, it's gonna be like,
Get them out of here.
right. They're going to shame you. So I think as a standard, we kind of care a little bit more about the cleanliness of this of it all.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. That has been my experience. Like if you being weird and doing things unsanitarily, people will call you out. And then it's like, so that's just your punch now, I guess.
Yeah. And you gotta drink it all right now, take it to the head.
Right now, drink it because you
Like
touched it. For what?
right.
So
But that's what we need. If you listen, if you in college and you don't have it's not nobody on your campus that throws a kickback. And I'm gonna describe it for you. You walk in to wherever the kickback is music playing, somebody on the aux. What song is playing? I don't know. What song?
whatever rapper's hot,
True.
I don't know.
It's
For us,
some
it would
but
have been Fetty Wap or Migos or
right, it's Fetty Wap. Yeah, yeah, something like
Rihanna.
that. Something chill. It's not like no the baby. It's like
Right.
chill. It's like, something chill. J. Cole, something cool. It's people talking, it's people everywhere. It might be some people out back playing Jenga, giant Jenga. Maybe
Giant Jenga,
it's a card
giant
table.
Connect
They playing
Four.
spades, they playing Uno. It might be a TV in there, somebody watching the game, or they playing Madden, they playing 2K.
Mhm.
You got people, it's just people in pockets talking everywhere. It's solo cups everywhere. Everybody got a little solo cup, or they got they bev of choice that they brought with them.
Personal.
They got
Mhm.
they got their little personal fifth, you know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Um,
And it's just a vibe.
it's just it's just a vibe. You just catching a vibe for real. That it's not really a place where you gotta
It's not a
dance
dance
through. If
floor.
you gotta
Yeah.
dance through the crowd, you're not at a kickback.
You're at a
You at
party.
you at a party.
That's perfect. If you have to dance through, it's a party.
Yeah, if you gotta dance through the crowd, you're at a party. You're at a
But if you
party.
could just get up like a sim and go from couch to other
Yeah,
couch,
yeah.
then it's a kickback.
If you see somebody
Mhm.
walk to the freezer to get some ice, you got a kickback.
You got a kickback.
You got a kickback.
If it's a bucket of ice or if
If
people
it's a
got bags
cooler
like
out
this,
back,
slapping it, digging their hand in trying to find a Pepsi
right.
or Coca-Cola if you're in Atlanta. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
then that's a party. That's a party.
right. So if you have what I described as a kickback, if somebody on your campus doesn't do that, be the person. Just curate the vibe. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, people will come because not everybody wants to party every single weekend. They don't.
Nobody can afford that at this point.
That's the one thing. Like I got I got sick of clubbing in college very early because it's like you going to the club every weekend and seeing the same people doing the same thing, drinking the same bottles every
Yeah.
weekend.
It gets old.
It get old.
And then
And
it's like,
you
damn,
can't really connect with people like that in a club because the music too damn loud.
right. If it's your vibe, it's your vibe. But I think I learned very early that that was not my vibe.
I'm more of a
Like,
kickbacker for sure.
overstimulated. Overstimulated. I am too more of a kickbacker. Because we just, you could actually talk to people. Oh, what's
Right,
your major? Where you from? Like, without being like, huh? Like, say it into my good ear. You know I can't hear it already.
right.
So to try to do that at a party, where as a kickback, it's like you're genuinely getting to know people. Like you can meet some of your best friends.
Absolutely.
I think like that's definitely advice I would give is to stay in a freshman dorm and to be nice and to like open your dorm up. Be like, hey everybody, I'm opening my door. Come say hi. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely something that I wish I would have done. If I could turn back time, that's the experience I would have probably gone for as opposed to like the I'm in a suite. I need my own bathroom. I need my own like I was
Yeah,
too busy about like my privacy or whatever. But it's like in the grand scheme that doesn't matter as much. Like
yeah,
you get
for
used to
sure.
it. I guess you get used to a shared bathroom. Like was my privacy that important? Maybe, I don't know. But
If I could go back, I might do college just a little bit differently.
also.
And because I believe that I like deep down I am that person who loves to create those types of environments and events for people. Because I did it at my house as an adult. Like I had game nights and all of that. I love that. I love bringing people together. Like those I tell you all the time like memories are important to me. So like especially during
Yeah.
COVID, I'm like everybody come in here, let me scan your little forehead, take this hand sanitizer, come in, like, you know what I'm saying? I was spraying
Yeah.
like, we was microbaying down in here. Nobody caught COVID in this house, okay?
Mm,
But I think that's important. I think we need more of that. And so,
I agree.
it's connected with people is a lost art in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
And so the more opportunities we have to do that, I think the more we'll do it. But
Yeah.
it's not enough people creating those types of environments, and at the same time, it's a lot of people who don't feel comfortable enough being in those intimate spaces with people, right? I think we've gotten to a point where a lot of people in the world are very anxious for whatever reason. Like,
Mhm.
people have taken social distancing to a whole new level, like, niggas
It's scary.
cannot interact with other people. So if I could go back and do college over, I think that I would be that person. I think what happened with me was that I've said before on the show, I very much prioritized my peace. And to me, the best way to get peace was to be in a dorm by myself.
Mhm.
Like I knew that if I stay on campus in a single dorm, that's the peak of peace that I'm gonna get. If I could do it
Yeah.
over again, maybe I would try to live in an off campus apartment. But I know that because it's not like a lot of those apartments weren't affiliated with the school, so it's not
Yeah.
something that I could have got like a scholarship or a grant or it couldn't have.
Right. You
I couldn't have.
woulda
I would have had to pay out of pocket for that, and I ain't have it like that.
Mhm.
But I did go to a couple of like, I had friends who had off-campus apartments that weren't affiliated with the school, and they would throw kickbacks. So, like,
Mhm.
if I could, I would do that, man. I would be right there, and it'll be set up just like how I described the little kickback, but I would have actual food. Like, when I threw events at my house, it'd be food. I'm talking line the sternos up. We got
Line the sternos up is crazy.
yeah, we got meatballs, we got mac and cheese, we got
Oh, you was having baby shower
seafood salad.
platters.
Hell yeah, man, what?
In
'Cause you
this
gonna
economy,
remember,
well,
like
in that
listen,
economy,
my
in
housewarming
Obama's economy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Back then it was easier,
Yeah.
easier. But like my housewarming, people would come and enjoy themselves, have a good time, and then for weeks after that, they were like, "Yo, your housewarming was the shit. I remember having that seafood
Yeah.
salad. That shit was the bomb." And it's like you will always remember my party. It might not have been the best party in the world, but you remember that seafood salad, so you gonna remember the party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
We used to do, like, family dinners a lot, like, that was what we called it, like, where a few of my friends, would cook, and it was nice because everyone was from somewhere different, so, like, we got to eat food like, I would have never ate crawfish etouffee. I would have never made that for myself, but, like, my friend made it somebody else, like I think the same friend, because like apparently in Louisiana they don't make mac and cheese with macaroni noodles, they make it with spaghetti noodles. Same exact flavor, but like with it's a don't knock it till you try it.
Is it a
But we
crime?
but we would cook like, food for each other. I was definitely making like lasagnas and stuff for people. Like for the thing. One of my other friends, Tyler, would make a whole damn Thanksgiving meal, like mac and cheese, collard greens, fried chicken, pork chops. Like we would just be in there having a family dinner,
And
breaking bread,
you'll
just
never
yeah.
forget that.
No,
You'll
some of the
never forget
best
that.
times where someone's like, you know what? I just got my refund check. I'm making dinner. Not like I'm not taking y'all out to Red Lobster, but I'm gonna go down to the Walmart. What y'all want? Y'all want pork chops? Y'all want fish? Like and
Man,
then it's a party.
listen, you don't even gotta be that deep. It could be Taco Tuesday.
Yep.
Go down to
Oh,
your
fried chicken
local
was the
Aldi. Go down to your Aldi, get some tortillas, get some, you know what I'm saying? Get all little fixings,
taco
have a little
night.
taco
We
bar.
definitely did taco night.
It don't even gotta be too much. Like you don't even gotta go all out. It could literally be
Yeah.
tacos. And all you gotta do is
Yeah.
brown the meat. Season the meat,
Yep.
brown the meat. That's
And then
all the cooking you gotta do.
all your toppings, chop them up, line them up.
Bro, it's not that
It's
hard, y'all. Like we just get back to the basics. And even I say this even if you're not in college. Even if you're an adult, you in your 30s, you in your 40s, you in
yeah.
your 50s, you can still do that.
Be nice. Leo,
Call
stop.
yeah, put on Instagram like, "Look, y'all, I miss you. I think we need to get together. I wanna throw a little kickback. Da 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 da."
You know, we should throw a kickback.
You should throw a kickback.
Let's do it.
You can throw a kickback.
You know who's gonna be the first person I invite? Rosa.
Hell yeah. Shout out
Rosa.
Rosa. Rosa
Shout
be
out Rosa.
Rosa is our faithful listener, man.
Mhm.
She invited to the cookout for a show you right on.
For sure, Rosa, you make our day. Hopefully that's like your name, but you know who you are.
I was ready to say, even
You're
if
the
it ain't,
first
girl.
person I'm inviting.
Girl, where is you
'Cause I
from?
feel like we have a lot in common already, so I feel like we would definitely catch a vibe in
We got too
person.
much in common, cause
3 much.
Rosa, where your grandmama stay at? Cause why you know where Glen Burnie at and you lived in Philly? Like I don't understand. That's too much of a coincidence. Who is you? Rosa, you got to prove that you not a Fed at this point.
I feel like the grandma's the baby. Like maybe I'm Rosa or are you Rosa?
Girl, I ain't no damn Rosa. But nah, shout out to you, Rosa. We
Shout out
appreciate
to
you.
you, Rosa.
We
You
appreciate
you
you
make
for
our
being
day. You just
absolutely. Sending
with
you
your
love, girl.
comments.
Speaking of
Mhm.
love, you heard Meg the Stallion and Clay broke up?
Oh, you know I heard. And what I have to say is I wish a plague upon him.
A plague black?
A plague, sure. Because why?
Fumbled the bag.
So badly. And
Fumbled
like
the
I did
Turkish
pull up
chicken.
like I looked up what she like her actual Instagram post and hopefully I still have it up because I wanted to read it. She said cheating, had me around your whole family playing house, got cold feet, holding you down through all of your, all caps, horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you could be monogamous. Bitch, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. Like, Megan, I'm so sorry. It just pisses me off because she really has gone through so much. And this is very parasocial of us all, like I get it. But it's really not. It's more just like having empathy for somebody that you respect. Like I think parasocial is more like, pretending as if I know them in real life, which I don't. But like what's public knowledge is that she's gone through a lot in the past couple years. And this is just another thing that like completely avoidable, by the way. Like if you don't know if you could be monogamous, break up. But also at your big age, why are we having these conversations? I have so many thoughts. I'm sorry.
No,
How old
I
is Clay
for
Thompson?
one I for one am not surprised at all by this breakup. I was more shocked by the fact that they got together in the first place.
Mm. Do
Megan
you
doesn't
think they
have
were
the
like a
best,
random pairing?
huh?
I said, do you think they're like a random pair? I mean,
I just feel
why were
like
you shocked they were together?
when you look at Megan's past partners, it's like Clay is random to me. How you go
Mm.
from Tory Lanez to fucking Clay?
Well, I don't think Tory Lanez was ever meant to be claimed. Like, I think he was just a.
But that's not the point. That's not the point at all. The point is that whether we knew she was fucking with him or not, she was fucking with him.
Mhm.
And how regardless of how serious or, deep the relationship was, she was still
Mhm.
fucking with him. He was her type to do something.
Maybe she don't have no type,
She need
and she
one.
can, like oh, well,
'Cause
people are
girl
saying that she should just be gay. That's which I think is very interesting.
No, I
People
think
are
that
like,
I feel like Megan needs to be with a regular nigga.
"What do you mean by regular?"
You right, that was poor phrasing. Meg to me like, a lot of celebrities tend to date other celebrities,
Yeah.
and I get why, I understand why, right? It's like,
Mhm.
if you're not a celebrity, you can't really understand what it's like to be a celebrity, I feel like, so, it's just
Yeah.
easy, like, it's a lot of stuff that you don't have to explain when you date somebody else who lives that kind of lifestyle,
Mhm.
but I feel like Meg just I don't know if the celebrity niggas is for her, truly.
I I think, like, it's just niggas in general, like, it's just men in general.
I mean, I ain't gonna do that to him. Like, she just need to go ahead and date a mechanic or something. Like, she need to just
And he's still gonna do her like, do you think that a regular man is going to value her more than another celebrity will? Like, do you think because they're regular and she's famous, rich and famous, that they're less likely to do her dirty because they're lower class than she is?
no, no, no. I think I'm looking at it from through a different lens, right? When you see
Mm,
a celebrity and they date another celebrity, it's like you invested, especially if you like both of the celebrities on their own.
mhm,
Like, if you a
mhm,
Meg fan and you like Klay Thompson, then you was rooting for them.
mhm,
Like, you wanna see both of them win.
mhm.
But for a lot of people now, it's like, maybe you was a Clay fan and you really like Meg, but now you gonna look at Klay Thompson just like you look at Mike from fucking Why Did I Get Married?
Right.
Like, he's
So
forever
you
yeah. So if
well,
you
have
if
you
you
seen
dating
his Instagram comments? Like, his
that's what
comments are,
I'm
like,
saying.
flooded,
If shit go
flooded.
left, you could get canceled just off the strength, and people probably don't even know what happened for real, they just know whatever narrative people running with on the internet. When you date a regular nigga, if Meg was to date a regular nigga and she broke first of all, we probably wouldn't even know that nigga. She don't even gotta pop out with him like that.
Mhm.
She can keep that more private. But
Okay.
when you dating a celebrity, when you a celebrity dating another celebrity and y'all break up, everything was public. Everybody in your business.
Mm.
Everybody in business.
So you saying for more of, like, privacy reasons, she should be with a regular person,
Yeah,
not because she's more
cause
likely
you
to have a different outcome.
yes, and I'm saying this for Meg specifically, like, do I think it could
Mhm.
apply for a lot of celebrities? Absolutely, but I'm saying this for Meg specifically. Meg been through a lot,
Right.
like a
She
lot
has.
publicly.
She
It's not
has.
much that she like. That's why Meg, if you remember, Meg took a little hiatus from music,
Yeah.
from social media, from everything.
Mhm.
So when you live your life on social media, like in the open like that, people feel entitled to explanation or they are invest their real emotions like
Yeah.
invested by strangers. So it's
Yeah.
like you go from there. If she was dating Lil Mike, we don't give a fuck.
So it's more like from a public perception, not like a regular Mike down the street is not gonna do her dirty because he probably will.
Yeah, cause you gotta do everything out loud. You gotta get your heart broken out loud. You gotta heal out loud. You gotta go find a new nigga out loud. Like you gotta do all of this stuff
Mhm.
out loud, and you can't please everybody, regardless of what she do. Somebody gonna be mad. It's gonna be somebody in her comments saying people still mad at her for getting shot. People still in her
Yes, they
comments
are.
like free Tory, blah blah blah. Like people still doing it. It don't matter what she do.
Yeah.
You might as well be private with the shit.
I feel like some people just don't mind having their lives out there like that. Like, clearly, some people just, that's how they operate. I think maybe for you as a very private person, that probably sounds like a crazy way to live, to just be like, "Let me tell you about my relationship, and then let me tell you about the drama in my relationship. Let me tell you why, like, about all my personal, things."
No
I don't think
disrespect
you would ever go online and be like, "Let me tell you all my story."
would, but this is the thing though. Like I think I move very differently than Meg. Like I don't believe I would ever be I wouldn't be doing like I would never go online and be like, "Oh, you broke my heart. You don't want to be monogamous." Like I would never fucking do that. Like be for real. Like she's that's a PR like it's PR to me. I'm not doing that, bro.
You think it's okay, fair? That's
Like I'm
fair.
not turning on my camera and crying, bro. Like I'm not.
So, do you think it's different how Beyoncé went about it?
How did Beyonce? What do you mean?
Which is, like, through her music, like, the Lemonade album is essentially her telling that story of how through her art,
Absolutely.
it's like finding out like thinking that he's cheating, snooping, finding stuff, crashing out. Like she goes through the whole process of the story. She's not getting on YouTube and saying, "Let me tell you how I found story time, how I found out Jay-Z cheated on me." She like did it through her art. But the story is he's cheating. He was cheating. She
Yeah,
found out, she crashed out.
she
She
turned it
eventually
into dollar
forgave
signs.
him. Yeah. Which is
She
maybe
used
what
it
Meg will do.
she well, that also didn't come out right. She used that pain, that experience to
Mhm.
do what she loves doing already. She just used that pain to turn into something else, and because she's good at what she does, that brought her dollars. She didn't do it for
Yeah.
money. She did it because she loves singing. Like, that's
Yeah.
her shit, right? So it's just like with anything, like, for example, like when I was playing basketball, whenever like my mom would piss me off or whoever would piss me off, it would come on the court.
Mhm.
I had one of my best games when I was mad as shit.
You channeled it.
Yes, my coach, I'll never forget this. My coach benched me. I was playing AAU. My coach benched me all game in a tournament, and I was pissed. I don't even remember what I did. I'm sure I was out of pocket because it was me. I'm sure I said some shit I shouldn't have said. But anyway, he benched me for a whole game, and I'm like, bro, that's disrespectful. Like, you need me. I felt like David Ruffin. Like, you gonna get rid of me? You can't do me like this.
Mm.
So that next game in that tournament, I bust their ass for 40. I was pissed.
Mm.
So sometimes you just gotta use the anger.
You channeled that emotion into
You channel
something
it. That's what
productive.
Beyonce did. So I think you gotta just like what another good example is? Like
Mhm.
Super Scent. I think Super Scent when she was going through that stuff with one of her ex-boyfriends or ex-husbands or whatever,
Mhm.
she used
What did she do? I don't know. I know who she is, but I don't know the story.
she used it to because she was making what's her I forgot what her brand was called or is called. I don't know if she still has it. I don't really follow her like that anymore.
Yeah.
But I remember this incident because she was going through whatever with her ex, and then she got online. I guess he was saying some stuff online, so she ended up responding online. It was like, "How you going? Who car seat you gonna use, Lewis?
Oh,
How you gonna da da
yes.
da,
Okay.
Lewis?" And then she was like, "Hey, by the way," like it started blowing up, and she was like, "Yo, I got a brand. If you use the code Lewis, you'll get X% off your order." And she ended up making like a
Yeah.
milli.
Oh, wow. Okay, I do remember that video. I didn't realize that was her, but that makes
Yeah.
sense.
You gotta
Yeah.
use that shit, man. Like, I would never like, come on, bro.
You
I'm not
wouldn't
gonna
just
get up
post it.
here crying like, "Oh, my heart broken," like, "Oh, you, like, please."
People process in different ways. People definitely process in different ways. Also, the thing with Beyonce is she waited years. Like it wasn't when Lemonade dropped, this is years after all of the stuff went down. So
Mhm.
that's another layer. Like she didn't write the songs in 2 days. So she definitely took time. Cause I think the Jay-Z cheating stuff happened like when she dropped 7-Eleven. And she took Blue and just ran around the world was hiding from Jay-Z. Like that's at least the lore where she just kind of like took off.
She
And
shoulda
Lemonade didn't come
never
out till 2016.
she shoulda never got with Jay-Z in the first but I think they're such a odd looking couple. I've
One
always
day
thought
we're gonna
that.
talk about these predatory relationships
I mean,
because he's
yes,
so much older than her.
is it predatory? Yes, but Beyonce and Jay-Z to me just don't look good together.
You just think aesthetically they don't really.
Yeah, like, you ever look at somebody and be like,
I
"How the hell he do that?"
I feel like Beyonce and Jay-Z, the way they remind me of just like the popular kids who just go together because everybody's like, "You should go together." Like, the most popular girl and the most popular boy is like and everybody's just like, Just kiss, like, just go together."
Anyway, nah, I feel for Megan, man. And she after all of that, she still she on Broadway. She went right and did her little
Right? She went
show.
to work. She
She
went to
went to
work
work. She
crying.
went to work, got her little coin or whatever.
I think we've been talking for a long time, but I think we definitely need to get into the non-monogamy stuff at some point. And, like, I think how maybe right now. Like, I think it's just crazy for that to be the excuse or that to be the reason he gave for cheating to be like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm ready to be monogamous at 36." Is like, it's a choice.
Is he 36?
I just Googled it. I feel like that's a little like, obviously, life is a journey, but I think after being in a committed relationship with somebody, um, doing, like, housey things, like, doing the holiday meals and, like, obviously, she doesn't have a family to bring you into, which is tragic, but, like, you bring her into your family and, like, her being so close to your mom and all that stuff, and then to be like, "Yeah, I don't know if I can be monogamous." That's gotta hurt so bad. because, like, I'm doing all these things, dealing with your mood swings, like, all this emotional labor and, like, domestic labor, and, of course, I'm sure, like, physically, emotionally, all the other stuff, but it's like, I'm doing all this stuff for you, and you're like, "Yeah, I don't know if that's enough." Like, I might need.
But see, this is why communication to me is so important because and like I don't know, I wasn't there for their relationship. Like I don't know what they talked about, what they didn't talk about. But I think a lot of people go into relationships assuming that monogamy is going to be an element of their relationship. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that you gotta give niggas the third degree and on the first day be like, do you believe in monogamy or no?" Like, but I do think that it's worth having like we don't you have to be realistic about the world that you live in. Would the conversation be uncomfortable? Be. But like you don't wanna get a year into a relationship and then realize that he don't wanna be monogamous when you could have asked him a year
Right,
ago how he felt
right.
about monogamy. Like again, I'm not saying it's a question you ask on the first date, but, like, that's a conversation that needs to be had. You going into it assuming that the other
Yeah,
person that y'all on the same page. And that,
yeah,
like, that's not just for monogamy, that's for a lot of stuff. Like,
right.
like
Just on the same page in general
yeah,
about your relationship.
yeah, like the 50-50 conversation. People argue about that all the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, wasn't there. I don't know what kind of conversations they had, but, like, if he would have been upfront, if she would have asked and he would have been upfront in the beginning, she could have made a choice then.
Yeah,
That's why I say no victims, only volunteers. Like, he didn't give her an option. If it really went down the way that she's saying it went down, he didn't give her a choice.
right.
He didn't give her a choice.
You cheat and then say, "I don't know if I can do monogamy."
The
Like,
the thing is, this is the other thing people don't realize. It's people out here who are open to non-monogamous relationships. It's people out
right,
here that'll be like, "You could do what you wanna do, I could do what I wanna do, we both gonna come home to each other. Don't bring home no diseases, don't bring home no babies, we gonna be good, we gonna build this life together." There's some people that operate like that. It might sound crazy to you, but
right,
it's not for you.
right.
It's not for
And if
you.
and you gotta think, like, if you feel strongly compelled to live this lifestyle and the person that you're with does not feel strongly compelled to live that lifestyle, that just might not be your person then. Like,
Correct.
don't go and try to have your cake and eat it too, where you know what you're doing makes you comfortable, but makes your partner uncomfortable.
Right. Right.
You gotta it's either you be monogamous because your partner wants to and you feel somehow unfulfilled, or you go out and do these things behind your partner's back so then they're betrayed and all of those things. Like neither choice is easy, but like you have to like if you feel certain like compelled to a certain lifestyle,
Mhm.
then you have to follow your heart.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I know it might come out of my mouth as very much like black and white, and I know that it's not this easy and it's not this simple, but I do believe that if people just talk more and have more
Hmm.
conversations and ask more questions, have more uncomfortable conversations, a lot of this stuff that we be talking about online in relationships can be alleviated.
Yeah.
Like, and
I
sometimes
think
you just
this
gotta sometimes you gotta ask the right like ask the questions without asking the questions.
hmm
'Cause a lot of times, if you ask somebody like, "You ever cheated before? Do you cheat?" They're gonna say, "No, I don't do that." Like,
right. But if you say, okay, what's your definition of cheating?
"Thank
Let's get
you.
clear on the same definition.
Thank
Because
you."
if you include in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, no, I didn't cheat by that definition. But if you go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then meh. Like it could be maybe, perhaps. That could be the drama.
Right.
And then the thing is like, what did you learn from that? What are you gonna do differently? Like that. But yeah, I was also gonna say, like, I agree with you that communication is important in the beginning, but that also requires a level of like vulnerability, usually on the man's side or more, like people who tend to not be in touch with their emotions. I think girls are a lot more quick to be open to, being emotionally vulnerable. Like that's something that is acceptable in girlhood and womanhood. But for men or people who are masculine of center, they don't necessarily feel always like they can be emotionally vulnerable. And so a lot of times the conversations are very surface level, just like, yeah, good, yes, no. Like they don't really dig deeper into their own like stuff to be able to
Yeah.
really articulate. So yes, communicate, but communicate honestly and like act and intentionally, like, don't just be like, "Yeah, everything's fine. I love
Yeah,
being monogamous." Like, be honest, like, of what your actual thoughts.
yeah. No, I 1000% agree. Like, you have to put yourself out there even when it's scary, and that's coming from a person who, like, I hate bearing my soul to people. Like, very few people know what's under layer, like, 3,
Mhm.
and that might be generous. Like, a lot of people don't get to the core it's the real me, like, a lot of people don't get that because that comes with a level of vulnerability. Like, that
Mhm.
risk to me is not worth the reward for most people for most people I interact with. Like, for most
Yeah.
people, it's like, okay, you get to level 3, that's your level, like, that's where you live, like, you don't need to go no further, for what? For what? But when you meet the right person that cultivates a safe space for you to pull back a lot of those layers, that's where you get real connection, right? Because like, you can only connect but so much on a surface level.
Right.
If you never open yourself up to the realness, to real love, to real connection, to real communication, if you never open yourself up to that, if you always closed off to that, it's never gonna feel right all the way, ever.
Right.
Like, it might check some boxes and it might satisfy you in a couple of ways, but you're never gonna be 100% fulfilled because 'cause you're not allowing yourself to be.
For sure.
Just like with most things in life, love comes with risk. You cannot say that you want love and you wanna be I wanna be married, but, like, you can't say you want all of that, but you only operating on the surface level. It's never gonna happen for you.
Nope.
It's never gonna happen for
Or if
you.
it does happen, you're gonna be like Risa Tisa and be like, "Who did I marry?" Like, you're gonna get
Listen,
too far down the line and realize, "Oh, I hate this person," or "I hate myself," or "I don't know myself," or, like, all those things. If you've never sat with yourself to know what you like and dislike, or even examine your partner to under like, like you said, to try to have those conversations. I spent the better part of my, like, 20s teens and 20s, like, just kinda on autopilot, like, relationship-wise, just kinda being like,
yeah,
whatever. Like the SpongeBob's cousin or whatever when SpongeBob was, like, with no holes, like, that was my emotional depth, and that's, for my own reasons, I guess, like, I wasn't very emotionally available to myself or to anyone else. And, we learn, we grow, we do better. But I think when I look back, it's like, well, that explains a lot of like why I wasn't like it was just nothing behind the eyes, at least emotionally. Like, there's a lot going on up here, but nothing really heart wise. So yeah, building relationships definitely takes some vulnerability for
absolutely.
yourself, like for both parties. Like one person can't bear their soul and the other one is just like thumbs up.
Yeah,
Like I think it has to be both ways. It definitely is a two-way street.
and it might work for a little bit, like, everybody no nobody is gonna be perfect when you meet them. Nobody's gonna be in their end form when you meet them. And
Yeah.
sometimes it takes a person meeting you for you like, this is gonna be a hot take. I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people either don't like Scorpios or can't deal with Scorpios, truly, because one thing about Scorpios, like, I said this on Threads the other day, Scorpios feel deeply. Whatever emotions you feel, Scorpios probably feel that shit to the 5th power. They're just
Mhm.
much more intense, right? And so, a lot of times, we are looking for, like, a reciprocation of that. A lot of people can't get there.
Right.
And a lot of the times, it's because they don't allow themselves to get there. So, it's like,
Yeah.
if you can't get to this level with me, then what are we doing?
Right.
And then couple that with the fact that Scorpio's cutoff game is mean. That's where I think that's where a lot of that, like, "Oh, they mean or they nonchalant or they da da da," and well, me. You mean, you nonchalant, you this, you that. It's just like, "Nah, like, I'm not finna waste my time. This surface level shit is not gonna do it for me. I'm not gonna pretend it is. Like, do I like you? Yes. Are you cute? Yes. Do we have a good time together? Yes. But if it's never gonna get past this surface, I'm wasting my time.
Mhm.
Deuces."
Yeah.
And that was fuck Scorpios.
Scorpios definitely have a certain reputation, and I do think it takes a certain type of personality to be able to deal with the Scorpio one and not take some of the things, like, too personally, but take it as, like, I don't wanna say a challenge, but kinda like a challenge. It's not gonna be an easy task to
Yeah.
kind of get to be, close to someone who is so emotionally guarded, but that doesn't mean it's not worth doing. to me.
Absolutely.
But I think
Absolutely.
like you're right. I think a lot of people lack emotional like stamina and even like capacity. Even like it might not even be a stamina thing. It might be they have so much going on in their selves that can't really think
It's
to
it's a
do this for another
reflex.
person,
It's a
right?
reflex.
And so it's like fire burn but for
Exactly.
somebody like me, it's like
It's like touching
turn
a
it up.
hot stove. It's like they touch it, they open up a little bit, then they like, "Ah, that didn't feel comfortable." It's like, it's not gonna be comfortable.
Right,
It's not gonna be
right.
comfortable.
And
It's
I think
not.
like it takes a certain type of person to see discomfort and be like, mm-hmm, challenge accepted.
Right.
Or, that was uncomfortable. Let me figure out why. Or let me try to think about why that felt uncomfortable. What about it made me uncomfortable? Like what did I like, like more of a back and forth than a no point blank period, I guess. Like some people
Yeah.
take a door and be like, that's a door, let me turn around. It's like that meme, like like when the guy's like digging for diamonds and one guy turns back around and the other guy like the diamonds are right there, but like one person turns around, the other person keeps going and they find it. It's almost like that, where it's like you get to a point maybe where it's like, damn, this is a lot of effort. Or like it's making me uncomfortable or whatever it is. And it's like, well, you have to push through that and maybe learn something about yourself.
Absolutely.
And
And
so and
that's
some people
why
it makes sense why some people just aren't up to the challenge, like, they
yeah.
just aren't.
I have another theory if you're willing to entertain it.
I am.
So, since we was talking about Scorpios, I might as well just go ahead and pop my shit real quick. A lot of people say that Scorpios are mysterious. That's a word that's commonly used to describe Scorpios.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Mhm.
mysterious. Like you gotta figure them out. They're an enigma, whatever, whatever. And honestly, this might apply to more than just Scorpios. I think it could apply to people who are just in tune with themselves emotionally, or they are just intense feelers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think a lot of that mysteriousness, a lot of what comes off as being mysterious is just like, I hate this word, but testing. I think a lot of times we will test people with certain things to see if you can handle it.
Yeah.
It's like a constant, not constant, but sometimes it's like, we'll give you a little bit, we'll evaluate the reaction, and then either go left or go right. Either we could trust you or either move forward with more information, or it's like, I gotta pump the brakes a little bit because they ain't ready. So it's like a constant until you prove to me that it's a nah for sure. It's like Imma keep give you a little bit pulling, like, Imma keep testing you a little bit, cause I can't
Mhm.
give it to you all at once, cause I don't know if you're worthy, I don't know if you can handle it. But I think a lot of that, like, that, like, give you a little bit, eh,
Mhm.
comes off as mysterious.
I don't disagree with you. I think for most people that is uncomfy to feel like that you're being evaluated by somebody like that you're dating or like a friend or a parent or something like that is very off-putting as the recipient of said testing. And I think, like, given that I've just grown up around a lot of Scorpios that I wouldn't say tested me necessarily, but, like, definitely had a degree of judgment or something. I don't know. I think it's something that I was used to, but I could see how it could be very, like, counterintuitive for somebody, like, it makes them uncomfortable, like, I don't know if I
Can't
wanna be, like, scrutinized in this way.
use the word test because I understand that that's probably what it feels like, what it could feel like on the other
Yeah,
side. But for us, like,
yeah,
it's like, is it a test? Not really. It's just like we are so like we can give it to you, but we recognize that most people you can't give people all. If I dump all of the shit on you, everything at one time,
yeah,
you gonna be overwhelmed. You gonna be overstimulated. You can't handle that. Most people in general just can't handle that. Even I. That's why I can't be a therapist. I'd be like, whoo, all this in one session, and then I got to do this all over again
yeah.
with another person. Like, nah,
Yeah, it's a lot of labor.
it
Like
is.
I before I met you, I definitely felt like Scorpios played mind games. That's how I would describe it.
That's how it's
Like
perceived, and I understand that.
it's yeah, it's
I
like you're
don't
asking me
know
a question you're asking me a question, but my answer to this question is really informing something else that you really want to know.
correct.
Instead of just
And
asking me the question that you wanna know.
exactly. Because you're not gonna get how many times you ask somebody, "Hey, how you doing?" And they say, "I'm good, how you doing?" And they really not
Yeah,
good.
right.
Sometimes people just a lot of people send the representative all the time,
Yeah,
and
you
Scorpios
wanna get to
understand
the
that.
root.
Yeah, Scorpios understand that, so we're not gonna ask you that, "How you doing?" We gonna ask you specific questions
Yeah,
to understand what happened in your day-to-day, like, you know what I'm saying? We operate a little bit different, like, cause that surface level shit, like, we see right through that. We see
yeah.
right through that.
I think a Scorpio mindset is definitely useful on the planet. I'll put it that way. Like, I think it's a good thing to have people who are Scorpio minded, I suppose, for certain reasons. I think a lot of people are intimidated by it. And I think that's a challenge. Like, I think it's meant to, like, have other people look more inward and kind of, hold up a mirror, I guess, to them. As a Leo, if you hold up a mirror, I'm opposed.
I
That
me
doesn't intimidate me at all.
me personally, I'm a firm believer in like, if my job is to be the mirror, is if my role on the earth is a mirror, every time somebody look at me, they see their real self and then, like, hell yeah, for better or for worse, I think I did my
Yeah,
job.
right,
Whether the
right,
relationship works out or not, it's like, well, now you know that you a piece of shit.
right.
Now you
It's like you said,
know
for better or for worse.
yeah, now you know that you can't communicate. I'm sorry that I had to be the one to tell you, and now you hate me, but guess what? Now you gonna go out into the world, and the next person you meet, you gonna communicate better with them. I did my part.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I did my part. Like, it ain't no
I
love
think that's fair to
lost.
say.
That's how I look at it. Shoot. That's why I never go I told you this. I never go into any interaction with an expectation, ever. It's like if it whatever's gonna happen is supposed to happen. Fuck it. Whether it's friendships, relationships, whatever. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I'm not going in with no expectations because I don't even know you yet. I don't even know you. I don't even know you. We could click off vibes from the jump, and that's cool. But if
Yeah.
we sit down and I get to know you, and I'm like, oh, she's a horrible human. Like she kills puppies. But we can have fun in the club together, but she fucking kills puppies. I could never date anybody that kills puppies. Because if you can kill a puppy, you can kill me.
You can kill anything.
Kill anything. You kill a puppy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just a little bit of my theory about Scorpios. And I'm not even really into astrology, but based off what I've heard a lot of people say to me, like I'm okay with being misunderstood. I stopped trying to explain myself a long time ago. People just be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're an asshole," and I'd be like, "Well, shit,
If you say
well,
so.
shit, huh?
I said, if you say so.
Yeah, if you say so, girl. Is that what you're gonna tell everybody else? That I'm an asshole? That's
Probably.
cool.
Just like I said, I think the Scorpio way of operating is necessary because if it wasn't necessary, there wouldn't be you wouldn't be here.
What's Meg's sign?
S- She's an Aquarius.
What's Clay's sign?
Oh, I have no idea.
Let's look.
Caution.
Caution.
Stop. That's his sign.
February 8th. What's that?
Oh, they both Aquarius then.
Oh well, shit. There you go.
That's interesting.
When is what's her name birthday?
Who?
Meg Thee Stallion.
I think hers is like end of
Oh,
February.
February 15th.
Mm.
Megan Javon Ruth Pete. Ruth is crazy. Well, I wish the best for Megan, man. I'm a Megan fan. I wanna see her win. I loved her since Big Old Freak, Big Booty, Big Old Tree. That song had me in a chokehold.
You know, you haven't listened to the new Kehlani, have you?
I haven't listened to the new Kehlani album. Imma do that though.
Please do. I've been sending you songs.
Actually, one of the songs earlier today when I was driving, one of the songs came up, on my little shuffle joint. It was,
Mhm.
it's whatever song she got with T-Pain and on it.
Did you like that
That
one?
one was I like that song. I like that song.
We
That's the only one
gotta
I heard so far, and that's because it came up on my
uh,
little shuffle.
okay, well, that's your homework.
I shall. Shout out Kehlani.
Shout
I
out
love
Kehlani.
Kehlani. She won a Grammy for Folded, and if she didn't, I think the whole world was gonna riot.
Yeah, cause that's a good song.
It's a great song. She put her whole
It's a
foot in Folded.
she did.
We gonna be like, I'm telling you, Folded gonna be one of them songs when we like 60 and that drink come on, it's gonna be a wrap. We gonna have our little yak in our hand. I'll let your body decide.
Folded gives We Belong Together vibes.
It
Like how We Belong
do.
Together come on in the club, no matter what, people gonna sing.
Mhm.
Folded is gonna be like that. It's gonna be a We Belong Together type of wedding song, even though it's not a wedding song, but it's gonna be one of them,
Can
like,
you imagine
cha-cha
somebody coming down the
slide.
aisle to that? "Come pick
No.
up your clothes."
No, I can't imagine somebody walking down the aisle to it, but, like, like a DJ has, like, a set that's, like, they gonna play this, they gonna play that, they gonna play the cha-cha slide, they gonna play Fold It,
They gonna play for it.
they gonna play Fold It. But the whole album, 10 out of 10, in my opinion.
Hell yeah. If you listen to Kehlani's album, let us know in the comments what you think about it. We
Mhm.
Kehlani fans
And what's
over
your favorite
here.
song is? What's your favorite song? We should go see her. She's gonna go on tour soon.
I saw
Like,
Kehlani in 2015 in concert. Like, I'm talking like
think you better than me.
she was on a
When she was
tour.
still straight.
It was a let me tell you everybody I saw at that concert. It was a concert I went to in California. Let me tell you this lineup that I remember.
Mm.
Kehlani, G-Eazy, what's the Jidenna,
Classic Man?
Classic Man Jidenna, Trey Songz was there. I feel like Wayne was there. But like that right there, Jidenna should
What a
tell you
lineup. A
like
timestamp. A moment in time.
I think I still got the videos from that. I remember seeing that when I scrolled through my camera roll.
Girls was wearing flower crowns.
Kehlani really glowed up. Like, when you look at how she looked back then, I go crazy. That's a whole different Kehlani. Now she folding clothes in the club. She hate the club, actually. She hate the club. Anyway, yeah, we'll give it a listen. And we appreciate y'all for giving us a listen
Absolutely.
as you do every single Tuesday. Shout out to all of y'all. We
Shout out,
love
Rosa.
y'all. Shout out to you, Rosa. We love you, girl. And shout out to all the mens that leave crazy ass comments. We love y'all too. Y'all just
Ye
find anything y'all just find anything to be mad about, but it's okay. We everything in the book. What are we? We just everything. Y'all done called
We're
us everything.
everything.
Yeah, we everything.
Fatherless,
Hell yeah.
which is,
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
it's alright.
It's
Thank you
alright,
for
it's
listening,
alright.
friends.
Oh, baby.
This is a long one.
Hope you have an amazing day. Everybody stay safe, stay prayed up, stay blessed up. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Bye.